Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of the Robert Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, uh, been having some issues with my computer. I'm on using my laptop now, and waiting for my desktop to come back, but it's costing me a pretty penny. I do want to give a shout out to the new patrons. I'm going to put a list of you guys who decided to donate $5 a month. You can donate to this channel with a $5 a month donation, or you can get one time through our Cash App or through our PayPal, which you'll see the links below here. Uh, don't ever use Super Chat. I don't like Google. YouTube take almost most of the money. Out of $10, I get two. They get eight, and that's not fair to me because it takes time to do content like this. I do it for the fun of it. I do it for the love of it. It's a passion I like to do. I usually don't ask for money. Don't like to ask for money. I do market a service that I think will benefit you, and in return, if it benefits you, then I get a commission for that, and they'll help fund this over and over again, month after month after month, as long as you have that service. I get service to commission, or what they call an override, every month to help fund this. So my goal this year is to get 3,000 people on this service. 3,000 people on this service. We got about 10,000 plus. If I get 1,000 this year, that'll be great. But my goal in the next 3 years is to get 3,000 people on the services. I talk about it a lot on my other show, Big Rod Reviews. It's a program that will give you equal access to the justice system. I'm sorry, my camera's a little off. It will give you equal access to the justice system, even in an emergency situation. In some cases, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You get direct access through a phone app to some of the top attorneys in the country to help you deal with that situation, and a host of other things. You can go back and look at some of the videos down here. You'll see a little more information on that. And like I said, as you become a member of this app-based program, you become a subscriber, they'll send me something up front. And then after a year's time, they'll send something every month as long as you're a member of this phenomenal program. I've been a member of this program for 10 years. Have gotten me out of all kind of legal situations, dealing with cops trying to ask me questions, trying to detain, you know. And in New York, you'll be a fool not to have this program. But let me get into this. It's not about that. But again, Super Chat, no Super Chat. Patreon, monthly, or one time, or a hot dog and a soda from 7-Eleven, $3 through PayPal or through the Cash App down below. Other than that, enjoy your money. Your money is for you. If you need your money, that's fine. But I always leave people opportunity to bless, because I believe as you bless, you get blessed. The law of diminishing return, or the law of sowing and reaping. So, speaking of sowing and reaping, first of all, that debate was trash. Trash. I don't think nobody won out of that debate. It's a lame debate. I don't think Bernie really got nothing out of it. Same message, more fire. Joe Biden played it safe. Pete Buttigieg played it safe. I wish Tulsi was in there so she could have jumped on Warren, because Tulsi, knowing Bernie, said Bernie Sanders never told her she couldn't be president. He's always been cordial and always had respect, and always looked at me not just as an equal, but as a superior in some cases. But here's the deal. I've never been on the Warren train. Black people will never be on the Warren train. I don't care if you got Ayanna Pressley on the team. But Ayanna Pressley, she got elected through our revolution. That's Bernie Sanders. That's his organization that helped develop people into politicians to run for office and help them win. Yeah. You know why? Because the DNC rejected her. She had no way to go. She would be a regular person. Well, she's an attorney. But she wouldn't be in politics, because the DNC decided to support another candidate. So much as she talked about Bernie Sanders like a dog, much as she came for Hillary Clinton, she came there like a wounded animal asking for help. Bernie Sanders, he don't run our revolution. Nina Turner was running it. Nina Turner said, fine, I know how it is, because the DNC reject me just being a black woman. And the DNC is continually rejecting most black women that's running for office in the future. You really have to show that you bring value to the DNC before they bring value to you, which sucks. But out of all the squad, she decided to support Warren. She decided to cape for Warren. She's a Warren surrogate. And it's not surprising to me, by her being a Warren surrogate, that she's going to lean toward centrism. Now, for those of you who think Warren is a socialist, get that out of here. Get that mess out of here, man. She's a capitalist. She's admitted capitalist. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I got the clip. Do you remember this? Yeah, she clapped for Trump when he mentioned we're not going to have no socialists up here changing America. We're not going to be a socialist country. She stood up and clapped. I never bought into Warren. She's not your friend. She got on here. Remember this, what she said about Hillary Clinton? Yeah, now she's doing the same thing. She talked about how she got in Congress and she changed. Yeah, you doing the same thing. You remember this? Hillary Clinton called Bernie Sanders a sexist. She used that as part of her tool to hit him upside the head. And she was going to test him as a man. Look, brothers, you ever had that woman that know how to push your buttons? Gonna test you. She know what she could do to get you to cuss her out. She know what she do for you violent, dumb men that like to hit women. She could pull your card. If she want to get you the rest of the night, she know exactly what to do and what to say to get you to swing on her. Man, some of these women, they know your buttons. Guys, some guys know how to push women button too, but women know how. Some women, not all, are habitual button pushers. Well, Warren knows how to push Bernie Sanders' button. Bernie Sanders trusted Warren. Bernie Sanders thought Warren was her friend. But that's what you get for saying, my good friend. My good friend. I mean, you can make everybody your friend, Bernie Sanders. That don't mean they're your friends. You may be their friend. I remember the time my ex-wife, I used to say, yo, that's my homie. My ex-wife said, that ain't your homie. I'm like, yeah, that's my homie. She said, no, he ain't. That Negro tried to holler at me at least 4 times. I had to put him in his place. And you talking about that? That's your homie. That ain't your friend, because if you're your friend, he will respect you. If she was your friend, Bernie Sanders, she would have respected you. She would have never brought that up. But what I simply believe is, I believe after that meeting with Hillary Clinton, that's why you don't ever, when you're running for office, if you plan on don't meet with centrists, don't meet with old school politicians that have a track record of doing harm to not just the black community, but the community of America and the world in general, war hawks. You don't meet with them because they're going to whisper in your ear. Barack Obama got on her right side. Hillary Clinton got on her left. 2 devils on the shoulder, whispering in her ear. And it's almost like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something like that, or what's the movie? Venom. The parasite of Obama got into Warren. The parasite of Hillary Clinton got into Warren. And Warren literally became a version of both. Trying to seem like a populist, but at the same time smearing Bernie Sanders. And we're going to talk about this because Warren has a history of being safe. She has a history of not being calculated, but being scared. A history of being weak. A history of being an opportunist. Oh, no, I'm not going to dapple. But you're supposed to be a Native American. Those your people. I'm not going to dapple. Jill Stein went to dapple. She went out there and protested. She wasn't afraid of the water guns, her and the Jamo Baraka. When they needed you, you were not there. That was strike one on the progressive banner. When the Native Americans need you to fight for their land to remain untouched. You act like you was going to do something, you ain't do nothing. Just like Obama. Look here, people. I thought, take care of this, I'll deal with that. Yeah, and Obama sent those guys to move those people out of that area with brute force. Not to mention the time that she had an opportunity to side with her good friend Bernie Sanders over Hillary Clinton in Massachusetts. She decided not to do nothing. Why? Because she's an opportunist. I can't do that because Hillary Clinton, there might be a chance that she might make me VP. And Hillary Clinton probably told her, don't say nothing. I got you on my top 5 for VP. But if you endorse Bernie Sanders, you can forget about it. You trust that line? I almost said heifer and skank. You trust that lying politician? Oh, professional liar? Well, Elizabeth Warren been hanging around all these lying politicians for the past 5 to 10 years. She figured she owed Obama something with Consumer Protection Program. That she literally becoming one. She lied about just about everything. She lied about a Native American, and people get mad, and Democrats get mad because Trump called her Pocahontas. I call her Pocahontas. Pocahontas is a fake Disney character. A Disney character of a Native American. A cartoon. And that's what she is. She was a cartoon. And when the jig was up and we found out she was lying, Trump didn't need to pounce on her. Trump didn't need to shame her. She shamed her doggone self, and that's exactly what she did in this debate. Not only did she go around trying to say, somebody going around saying that Bernie Sanders sending his team out with talking points to say that I'm not him. I don't have it going on, because that's what she basically saying. She wants to be like the de facto Bernie Sanders. She want to try to imitate. She want to try to make everybody. She want to fool everybody like a Scooby-Doo villain. Fool everybody, think it's a beast in that suit when it's really a dude trying to get you to not come on that property because he's trying to buy that property away from you. So he's going to scare you off the property because he want to buy it. That's what she did. Bernie Sanders going around saying that I don't have a grassroots organization that's up here with him. And you don't. You don't have his boots on the ground. You don't have his money machine. You are not Bernie Sanders. You never was. And you can try to look like it. You can take all the selfies, and we need to make this coalition where we don't neglect Democrats. Who said Bernie Sanders neglecting Democrats? He's an independent that got more Democratic juice than you got. Both of y'all neglecting black people. That's word is bond. Both of y'all ain't got nothing to help black people. You don't have a black agenda. And in politics, you have to have an agenda for the people that you expect to get votes from. You don't expect them to just vote for you. But let's look into this, because this lady is something else. I don't see how you guys got on this Elizabeth Warren train. Some of you out here. Because I never saw her that way. I said the only 2 people I can see as Bernie Sanders VP was Nina Turner and Tulsi Gabbard. Because Nina Turner isn't going to turn her back on Bernie Sanders. And people can call her a coon or whatever. She ain't turning. She don't care about that. They can call her a Mary and everything. She don't care about that. Same thing with Tulsi Gabbard. To me, I said if Bernie don't even make... Bernie need to announce that he's going to make Nina VP before he can get 1 vote. Shock the system. Boy, that will scare the heck out of the DNC. Bernie done made this radical black woman, because she's a radical. She may not go along with your agenda and your plan, but she's a radical, and the Democratic Party can't stand her because she left Hillary Clinton hanging dry. She used to be a Hillary Clinton surrogate, and she decided to side with Bernie Sanders, and they don't like that. She even formed a relationship with Jill Stein. She even was considering leaving the party to run on the ticket with Jill Stein. She turned her down, but at least she considered it. She says she can't be bought. And Tulsi Gabbard, if she don't become vice president, she'll definitely make a good Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense. Elizabeth Warren lost her chance of being VP. Some people thought Bernie Sanders was going to make her VP. Bernie Sanders is such a let things go. Man, stop being a punk. After this, if you make her VP, nobody should vote for you. Because soon as enough, I don't trust these centric, ignorant fools. They'll do anything, and I mean anything, to get one of their people in the White House. And you ain't one of those people. Contrary to what some of you think out there, he is not one of them. He may be running for office, he may be caucus with the Democrat, but he is not a centric Democrat. He is a threat to their system. They don't like him. The news don't like him. The Democrats don't like him yet. He's still kissing their behind. Joe Biden's my friend. Elizabeth Warren, my friend, after she done stabbed you in the eye, looked you in the eye, and took a knife and stabbed it in your eye on that stage, you can't say she's your friend no more, because friends don't do that. And I don't care how heated the debate is, friends don't lie on each other. Friends don't lie. She lied on you. Now, most of the people know the story that Bernie Sanders decided, look, 2016, Hillary Clinton is running for office unchallenged. That should never happen. We need somebody to challenge her to the left. She's a lightweight Democrat. I mean, a lightweight Republican. I wouldn't even say she's a lightweight Republican. She is what the Republicans, she's a George Bush Republican, Ronald Reagan Republican. Heck, Barack Obama said he was a Ronald Reagan Republican. If you look at my record and look at my my policies, it will be considered an extra, Sasha and Malia. It'll be considered extra. Don't forget to ask Richard Branson. I just jumped out the plane with him. It'll be considered a Republican. Ronald Reagan would be proud. Yeah, just like Ronald Reagan was proud of Bill Clinton. Because all of them people are the Republicans, what the Republicans used to be 10, 20 years ago. She sat there and lied on the stage, man. Somehow those Democrats really got to her and said, look, this is my philosophy, this is my own belief. Joe Biden's looking at making you VP. Because, you're right. We need to have a woman. And if we don't get a woman president, we can get a woman VP. But you got to do something for us. You got to let your friend go. You got to cut him off. It's time to separate yourself. Now here's Bernie Sanders. He's separating himself through policies. Her Medicaid for all plan is not her Medicaid plan is not mine. Her health care plan is not mine. It's a public option. Her no-cost education, it's not like mine. I got different people where I'm getting the money from. Not the same. Bernie is going out saying that, but the only thing she could do, she can't stick with challenging him on the policies. She got to smear him. Let's take a look at a couple of these videos. Give me a moment.
And the fact that Elizabeth Warren she's letting this stand, right?
Sure.
She is letting this stand. If she thought that this was not how the conversation went, you would presume that she would say so. What do you think about?
She's letting this stand because she has no choice. The lie is out there, and for her to backtrack will make her look like a liar. Let's take a look at this.
Off in the CNN debate in Iowa tomorrow. Warren is blasting the Sanders campaign for reportedly giving volunteers a script to follow to denigrate her as a candidate, only appealing to the elite. But that may now be only part of the story between these two. Here with me now is CNN chief political analyst Gloria Borger and CNN political correspondent MJ Lee. And MJ, you have some new details about a meeting between these two, a long ago meeting before either of them joined the race. Tell us about this.
That's right. We have some new reporting on a private meeting that took place between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren in December of 2018. You can do the math on the timing of all of this. This would have been when both senators were both preparing to launch their 2020 campaigns, and the two met in...
Now watch this. Watch this now. Here we got Bernie Sanders, who was rigged out of the election. He came real close to beating Hillary Clinton. political analyst says that if they didn't rig the election against him, he would have blown it out the water. If they would have had open primaries in all the states that they competed in instead of Democratic primary, he would have been a nominee. But here it is. He decides, instead of challenging it on the floor at the convention, which he had every right to do because the delegates were still going with Hillary Clinton, even though he won the states by huge margins. The delegates decide to say, screw the states. Screw the people of the state. They can kiss my behind. I'm still supporting Clinton. He could have challenged it, but he didn't. He went and told his people and said, look, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm supporting Hillary Clinton. I'm going to give it up. Man, I was there. I stood out there. I was ready to rock and roll. We were ready to go to war. We were ready to go to war with the police department out there. We were ready to start a riot, man. We weren't going to let these cheating Democrats, corporate Democrat numbnuts, just cheat and rig their way into the election, cheating the democratic process of electing people way before Russia. They've been rigging this thing against him the whole time. He's still saying, well, Hillary Clinton's my friend. She ain't your friend, man. They just rigged this against you. She ain't your friend. And he knew it, but he still had to keep that positive face. Yet he decides to work and said, look, I'm not going to give you the nomination. I got some political capital. I'm going to do you and me a favor. Let's go ahead and change the platform. That way, if you run on this platform, because that is how I win. It's my platform that keeps me getting elected and elected. I've been elected 10 times more than you have for office. If you follow my lead, we can get you elected. So he changed the platform, the Democratic platform, so she can have something to go back to the Midwest, so she can go back to the high populated areas and campaign. He even committed that I'm going to go with you to those areas and campaign for you. Now, if he is lying about this, what this lady is going to talk about, why would he do this stuff?
Warren's Washington, D.C. apartment, and they discussed a couple of things. And here's what CNN learned. We learned that the two discussed the importance of staying civil and not going on the attack against one another if the two were to face off in the 2020 election. They thought that it was important to not undermine the progressive movement. We also have reporting that they discussed ways to beat Donald Trump, and that Warren told Bernie Sanders that two major reasons she thought that she would be a strong candidate was because she could mount a robust argument on the economy, and that she thought she could get broad support from female voters. Now, 4 sources tell CNN that Bernie Sanders responded to Elizabeth Warren by saying he does not believe that a woman can win. Now,
let me stop there. Now, how foolish does that sound? They're talking about running for office, and they're coming up with ways and strategies to not attack each other, which is out the water now, and ways to defeat Trump. Why would Bernie sit there and say that when he just got off the freaking campaign trail, went out more with Hillary Clinton, went out and campaigned with Hillary Clinton with sweat beads, hating himself for it, still going out more than Barack Obama did for Hillary Clinton, more than Joe Biden did, more than anybody did. Now, Bernie won most of the Rust Belt that Hillary Clinton didn't win. Bernie even decided, look, I'm going to go with you at the Rust Belt. I'm not going to go for you, but I'm going to go with you. She had Barack Obama them go different places, but she didn't take the time out to really go to the places that needed to go to. So what Bernie Sanders did, he's changed the platform to help her win. All that stuff with the DNC commission and all that was to help her win. So if he did not believe she could win an election, then why would he do all that? And maybe he believed she couldn't win. That don't mean a woman couldn't win. He knows a woman can win any election with the right platform. That's why he developed Our Revolution, and that's why we got the squad right now, because the squad ran on that platform and won. So I really believe this thing was calculated by DNC elites in the media, because that's what they do. They come up with stories. They go to the person and say, I need you to run this story. These are calculated strategies to smear somebody to get their numbers down. Elizabeth Warren's number has been falling, free falling. I'm falling. And she can't catch that back up. And it looked like it's not going up soon. So what she got to do, since Bernie Sanders is the top guy in Iowa, and he's within the margin of error. I think he's out of margin of error. He's the top guy. And since he's the top guy in New Hampshire, states that she feels she have to win, because all of them close to Massachusetts, and so is Iowa too. I think I'm getting my strategy wrong. It's been a long day. But nevertheless, she wants to win those states bad. And she realized if she don't win those states, she has no chance. Biden's not going to win it. And I predict to you Bernie Sanders is going to win it, because that's a caucus. It's open. See, the reason Bernie didn't win the first one, the Iowa caucus, he barely beat. Shocking the nation, he barely lost to Hillary Clinton in the Iowa caucus. And one of the reasons why he came that close is because it was an open primary, and Democrats were not the only one that can vote in that primary. The crossover appeal of Bernie Sanders drew in voters to vote at that caucus. Go into that primary. And it was the same crossover appeal that caused him to win. Same crossover appeal that caused him to win in New Hampshire. And right now, with the position that he in right now as the leader, it looks like he gonna win those two in a landslide. So to keep from being embarrassed, the DNC, probably Bill Clinton, probably Hillary Clinton, probably Barack Obama, said, look, you got to get low. You got to get low. I believe this thing was trumped up, charged up. She decided to run with it. And she ought to be ashamed of herself. Because we know this ain't true. Why would he go out there and campaign for Hillary Clinton? I'm not wasting my time campaigning for you. I don't care what nobody say if I know that you can't win. I wouldn't even sit here and waste the energy to change the Democratic platform if I didn't think that Democratic platform will assist you in winning. Now, let me keep going.
We are also told that Sanders expressed some frustration about the role of identity politics for Democrats, and also that Elizabeth Warren disagreed with Sanders' assessment that a woman could not win. Now, the Warren campaign did not comment in response to this story, but Bernie Sanders has just sent this statement to CNN. I will read it in full. He says, "It is ludicrous to believe that at the same meeting where Elizabeth Warren told me she was going to run for president, I would tell her that a woman couldn't win. It's sad that 3 weeks before the Iowa caucus and a year after that private conversation, staff who weren't in the room are lying about what happened. What I did say that night was that Donald Trump is a sexist, a racist, and a liar who would weaponize whatever he could. Do I believe a woman can win in 2020? Of course. After all, Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes in 2016.
Facts. Why would he make that statement knowing this? See, Bernie Sanders knows the only reason that Hillary Clinton didn't win is she didn't take the necessary steps to go to the Midwest, do an apology tour, kind of like what Bloomberg is doing, trying to do with black people because of stop and frisk. It ain't gonna work. And apologize to the Midwest for crushing her and her husband, crushing the economy there with that doggone NAFTA CAFTA. She could have took Bernie Sanders' platform, and in that platform, there was a new trade deal saying this is what we're going to do for you. I was wrong. Admit she was wrong. Own up to it. Don't make no excuses. Me and Bernie's going to make this right. She should have made Bernie her VP, but nah. Tim Kaine, Corporate Kane, not from the WWE. Tim Corporate Kane is her VP instead of making Bernie Sanders the vice president who will work with her to help the Midwest get better. Bernie Sanders told exactly what he believes that she should do, and if she do it, she'll win. So why would he sit there and say a woman can't win? And then why are we bringing up a woman, a man, black, white, Chinese, whatever? It's not all about that. It's the things that cause you to win is finding out the needs of the people in the region and advocating for it. I say this every day. You want people to support you. You want people to go out and vote for you. You got to advocate for their needs. Find out what they need. You don't assume it. Find out what they need, and you go out there and advocate for that need, and they will come out. But don't you dare just say, vote for me because I'm a woman. Vote for me because I'm a man. Don't you dare do that stupid stuff. That ain't going to work. But the nerves. Let's keep going. Let's keep going now.
So, Brianna, not only is Bernie Sanders aggressively pushing back, he is now accusing the Warren campaign of lying.
Well, it's interesting because the Warren campaign...
It's either he's lying or she's lying. It can't be both of them are telling the truth. And with the history of Elizabeth Warren, you know, Pocahontas and all, lying about her Native American heritage and getting caught up in a lie and find out that is not true a lick, that she is not Native American, and a couple other things she's lied about. What do you expect? What do you expect? Let me keep going.
Campaign isn't commenting. Elizabeth Warren could say, no, that's not actually the conversation as it happened. So that's really important to note that, Gloria. But I wonder, how do you think this plays? There's either he personally doesn't think a woman can win if you take this conversation at face value, or that American voters won't support a woman in his opinion. Does it matter which one?
Well, it's both are.
He didn't say either one. Y'all taking the story just because somebody said it, you're going to believe it's true instead of fact checking it. See, I could see if they had some kind of video or some kind of audio with Bernie Sanders' voice on it saying this. No, they know Bernie Sanders is about to run away with this thing in Iowa and in New Hampshire. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it's going to be a blowout. See, there's certain areas where the black vote is not going to matter when it comes to the primaries. May matter overall with the election and the primaries in the general, but these upcoming states, black votes ain't going to matter because there ain't that many black folks up there. Not that many black folks in Iowa. There's not that many black folks in New Hampshire. There's not that many black folks in Idaho. You can go on. There's so many states that you ain't going to find too many of us there. So don't come with your, I hate to say it, don't come with your no agenda, no black vote. It's not going to matter there. Bernie Sanders is predicted to win by a landslide in those two places, and there's a lot of other places. Now, will he win overall without the black vote? No. Nobody's going to be able to do it. But it will rack him up some states and areas where there's a low black population. Same thing in the Hispanic areas. So, of course, he's going to... It's either I'm lying or she lying. You're going to believe me or her. Her word against mine. Check my record. Look at the many people who I went and campaigned for. AOC and all these other people. I campaigned for these women to help them win their election. So why would I sit there and say out my mouth, a woman can't win the presidency? When I've helped women win their state seat, their mayoral seat, their governorship, you name it. Let me keep going.
Bad for him. I mean, either way, if he said to her, I don't think a woman can win, I don't think voters will support a woman, she is the woman left standing. And campaigns are about differences, and she's got that big difference. Now, I might point out that in terms of her support among women, she and Bernie Sanders, among Democratic women voters, she and Bernie Sanders are about the same. It's not as if she has...
And that's why she's hitting hard, because she need to let this sexist, a woman can't win. She need to she need to make this thing stick. They're hoping that this thing can hit Bernie so hard that he'll lose female support. Well, at the end of the day, when it comes to the general election, more females are supporting Donald Trump and more males, white females and white males. So the only female support you can really depend on, number one, black, number two, Hispanic, and then number three, white female vote. Because the white female vote is split. There's not that many black females going on the Trump side. There's not that many Hispanic females. Well, a lot of Hispanics are going toward the way Republicans now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's history. But let me keep going because this is ridiculous.
Overwhelming support among women, and neither did Hillary Clinton. And of course, you covered Hillary Clinton, so you remember that was always a problem. This may be, Elizabeth Warren, I'm sure, will be talking about this, and this may be one way she can shore up support with women voters who'll say, "What are you kidding? Of course a woman can win," or "Of course a woman should be there."
What do you think, Gloria, about the timing of this and the fact that Elizabeth Warren she's letting this stand, right?
Sure.
She is letting this stand. If she thought that this was not how the conversation went, you would presume that she would say so. What do you think about the timing?
Look, I think this is a race, and she wants to win Iowa, and she's going the wrong way in the polls, right, MJ? I mean,
right,
you cover her more than anybody
Her
else.
political momentum has stalled in recent months. That's absolutely right.
Exactly. So what she's trying to do...
Ain't no stalling. No, her car is breaking down. Her car is breaking down. The tire's about to blow out. The lugs about to come out. Her wheels about to come off. And this stupid accusation is going to cause the wheels to fall off her campaign, just like Hillary Clinton wheels fell off on election day, just like Kamala Harris will, Cory Booker, you name it. You will never win with these smears of people not going to believe it. This is unbelievable. Number one, hate to tell you, Bernie may say some things you may not like and may get upset, but he'll tell you straight the truth. But you can't say he got a track record of lying. Elizabeth Warren, track record of lying, track record of selling out, track record of turning her back on people, got a track record. I mean, she literally got a record on the track running around in circles. She know her campaign is falling, the wheels are falling off the campaign, and she got to do something to keep those wheels on to get her past the Iowa caucus and the New Hampshire primary, hoping that she can get a win, at least come in second place. But this right here is going to cause her numbers to drop because now there was a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters that looked at her as their number two. It's over with. Nah. And if Bernie Sanders still considered a VP, he need to be slapped. Slapped in the mouth. Yeah, I said it.
Is established some differences with Bernie Sanders on many fronts. And, she attacked him and his campaign for effectively calling her elite, right? And so I think that's what campaigns are about. And I'm not surprised she's finding a way.
And that's another fact. This lady is telling a lot of truth. Bernie Sanders is not attacking her as a woman. Bernie Sanders is not using male versus woman, white versus black, or none of that stuff. I mean, here it is. We got Jesse Jackson running for office, and one of the first people to come support Jesse Jackson was Bernie Sanders. When everybody said a black man ain't winning jack, and in that case, it was true, but at least he went out and said, nah, I believe he can. And Warren talked about this in the debates. Oh, we heard people say Jewish or black, blah, 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 and that's not true. See, the point is, it ain't about a woman. You're trying to make this about a woman running the White House as if the woman running the White House is the cure to our ills of America. No, not if her mind is not right. All women don't think alike. You got some smart women out there. You got some intelligent women out there. Smart and intelligence, two different things. You can have the brains, but it takes intelligence to really lead. You got people who got conviction. You got people that's on fire. You got people that's, you got all different types of men. You got all different type of women. You got all different type of black people. You got all different type of white people. You cannot put one, you can't put a segment in the same level. We would have got Hillary Clinton in office, man. We would have already been in a war with Iran. You worried about Trump, and Trump is something to be worried about. But Hillary Clinton habitually talked about war with Iran, habitually talked about war with Syria, and doing a no-fly zone and all that stuff, trying to start a war. A warmonger. Warren, her campaign is failing. She can't challenge Bernie Sanders on the policies because Bernie will expose her and let people know she ain't me. We don't have the same ideas. We don't have the same policy. And so don't fall for the old okie doke. They're trying to make her look like she's the second closest thing to me, but yet she's a centrist too. And she'll be better for the party versus me. And she ain't me. Look at my healthcare plan, not the same. Look at my education plan, not the same. Look at my plan for immigration, not the same. Look at my plan for this and this and this and that and that. Don't have a plan for black people. You need to get one, Bernie, or you're going to lose the black vote. But no, fact is, she's on it. This is a campaign. And in the campaign, Bernie Sanders trying to take the high road is a new thing in a campaign. You normally don't see high road in a campaign. I'm okay with it. If you got some real deal dirt on somebody, let us see it. If you can expose somebody for some of the stuff that we need to know about it, let me see it. That's why I had no problem with Trump asking for information on the server in Ukraine, the relationship with Biden, how Biden's son got that job with no experience and he got a record of snorting cocaine and whoring around and cheating on his wife and trying to get with his brother's wife. Whole bunch of stuff. I'm not mad at that. He's trying to get dirt on his political opponent. No, it don't have nothing to do with a political appointment. The fact of the matter is Joe Biden said as vice president, he used his power to hold money back from Ukraine until somebody got fired from investigating his son. He said that. He said that. That's abuse of power, but you're going to try to turn around on Trump. Let me keep going.
Way to do it, are you?
Two things really stood out to me from our new reporting. First of all, is sort of the gender politics that we're seeing in the 2020 election, as Gloria just talked about. But second, this sort of juggling act that we see between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren on sort of managing both their friendship and their political rivalry, right? It was clear even...
Well, Bernie Sanders is not juggling. Bernie Sanders, I don't think Bernie Sanders actually met with Hillary Clinton because he don't give a crap about Hillary Clinton, what she got to say. Don't give a crap. She's a loser in his eyesight. And she rigged the election, and Democratic Party, DNC rigged the election, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz and all that. He don't want to have nothing to do with her. And then Barack Obama, he tried that same mess with him, had that meeting with him, and he came out a different person. Him and Barack Obama probably got an argument. I'm going with Hillary. I'm going to push for Hillary. I'm not supporting you. And just forget about it, Bernie. I will just give it up, Bernie. People been telling him that all ever since he announced that he's running. And remind you, the reason that he announced that he was running in 2016 because they had a draft Warren campaign and he participated in that campaign and tried to draft her to run for office. So if he didn't think a woman could be president, why would he be a part of the draft Warren campaign for president? Why would he meet with her and then try to encourage her to run against Hillary Clinton? Even after she punked out and said, oh no, I don't think I can stand up against the Clinton machine. Oh no. He said, you still should run. Oh no, Bernie, I ain't gonna do it. No, I'm too scared. He had no choice but to run. We can't just let this warmonger like Republican in Democratic suit become a president. All right, let me keep going.
Before this reporting that there has been some sort of a non-aggression pact between the two senators based on the fact that they have been friends for a long time, and they have said that out on the campaign trail, both of them publicly, and also the fact that they are largely aligned in sort of the progressive causes that they are fighting for. I do think
they are not aligned. They are not aligned. Let me tell you something. There's various type of apples. Some different color. There's a lot of red apples. You got some dark apples. You got so many form of apples. All of them are called apples. But you bite into it, it don't taste the same. And that's the difference between Elizabeth Warren and the difference between Bernie Sanders. She can say, I support Medicare for all and have a plan. But you look into it, kind of like biting it, it ain't the same. So stop with this, they're the same, they're close to the same. See, that's the problem right now. People bought into that, and now they finding out it's not true, and she's losing her support with her backtracking and all this. People, she's being exposed. Bernie Sanders and Bernie Sanders is exposing her on policy. He's not exposing her on behavior or he say, she say, and all that bull crap. He's exposing her on policies. And she can't win on that policy because it's like, I got you. The jig is up. We thought this was a ghost, but once we pulled the mask off, we find out that was Mr. Johnson, the head of the hotel. Find out Mr. Johnson wanted to try to buy the hotel under the dirt or under the table. That's why he was trying to scare everybody out of the hotel on Scooby-Doo. The jig is up. Huh? Waggy, it's Mr. Johnson, huh? Yeah, Scoob, it's Mr. Johnson. That's Elizabeth Warren. Mrs. Johnson. I'm almost done.
I think that with this and sort of over the last 72 hours out on the campaign trail, we are really seeing any kind of non-aggression pact that might have existed really fraying, and very fascinating that all of this is happening right on the eve of the CNN debate.
You know, in politics, there's no such thing as a non-aggression pact, and particularly when you're so close to the Iowa caucuses and those top candidates are so bunched up. You have to figure out a way to differentiate yourself.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton and Trump had a non-aggression pact at the first. You got to understand, Hillary Clinton and Trump and the Trumps have been social elites, been best friends for a while. The kids are best friends. They social elites. They hang out together. They do things together. Trump give money into their campaign. This is before Trump ran for office. So, of course, according to WikiLeaks, Trump was encouraged to run for office by Bill Clinton against Hillary because they wanted to set up a squash match. Remember I told you what a squash match is? A squash match is when the top guy is going to be wrestling a jobber. A jobber is somebody that his job is to lose. And his job is to lose quick. You know, so that's what Trump was supposed to be. Trump was supposed to be the jobber. So, all right, Trump, you do your thing. Be you, man. Try to be you. Do your best to try to lose this election. Have fun. I know you Trump people don't want to hear that, but Trump wasn't interested in running for office. If he wanted one for office, he would have did it during Obama's second term. That's when him and Obama was beefing. He ain't had no beef with the Clintons. Matter of fact, he's on video always talking good stuff about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and how they best of friends. And y'all still think they don't like each other to this day. Well, maybe Hillary don't, but I guarantee you Bill and Bill is like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, y'all lost. I was president for 2 years. Yeah, they impeached me, they impeached Trump, but I fulfilled my term and he's gonna fulfill his term too. So you better vote him out. So it was a squash match. And he thought that, look, I can get a deal like this. I can probably get my TV deal, probably get some books, probably can go on a speaking tour with Grant Cardone. You know, I mean, either way, it's a win-win for me. He wasn't expecting to win it. But Hillary Clinton sucked that bad that he ended up winning. So the squash match ended up being a shock match. How I got on that, I don't know.
That's what she's.
Oh, you're supposed to go after your opponent. You're supposed to expose their record. You're supposed to expose the validity of their policies. And if they did something that warrants them not being president, then you need to speak it out. That's why I didn't like the fact that Bernie Sanders said, well, Hillary Clinton's a friend of mine, so nobody don't want to know about your damn emails. I did. I want to know what happened to all those emails. Because you had a stack of them one year and then you got a quarter of a stack the next year. What changed? Nothing.
Doing.
Maybe it's an "I'll throw you off the lifeboat" last pact. We can leave it at that.
Well, that's exactly what your girl did. She threw him off the lifeboat. And that's exactly what happened. Elizabeth Warren threw him under the bus. Bernie Sanders would never throw Elizabeth Warren under the bus. Even to this day, I think he's still going to try to be cordial to her because that's just he is. I guess kill him with kindness. When somebody do you wrong, you continue to be blessed with them. That hurts and eat them up more than you punching them in the mouth. Man, sometimes I don't agree with that. Because it's like, this fool still love me after all that I did to them? Yeah, I still love you behind. You ain't getting out of this quick. And Bernie was upset because he put the finger in her face. And that's another story we're going to go to. Anyway, the bottom line is this is an election. And why are we surprised? Because the Democrat elite got in the head or the body of Elizabeth Warren and turned her into a smear merchant. Why are we surprised? The only person who's not going to go around smearing somebody is Bernie Sanders, because he tries to keep a positive campaign. You can't do that in the presidential election. Trump was not keeping it positive. Trump was coming with a lawnmower, a saw, a buzzsaw. I'm running right through them all. And having fun doing it, hoping that he didn't win, but he ended up winning because people like that. You're supposed to be a populist. You're going to let your so-called friend who just showed you, I am not your friend, Bernie Sanders. And she showed you by throwing you under 13 buses. She was driving all 13. And then she get out and wouldn't even call the ambulance. She want to make sure you're dead, man. It's over with her. Her poll numbers are going to go down. Her funding is going to go down. And the only way she's going to survive from this day forward is she's going to have to continue to do this. Lie, lie, lie. But she's good at it. It's not the first time she lied. Anytime you lied about who you are growing up and you got privileges and perks for it, why would you stop now if you can get the biggest perk of them all? The presidency of the United States, which you would never get, because even if you lie and smear your way into the primaries, you're going to lose. Even if you lie and smear your way to being Joe Biden's VP, you both going to lose. Why? Because you lack crossover appeal, you lack authenticity, and you lack character. And this right here proved it. Chief lying, pale face, Elizabeth Warren. I don't see what y'all saw in her in the first place. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll let you later. Peace.